Is Canada in a recession? Let's find out, because the answer is not as simple as yes or no. Canada's economy is not collapsing, but it is clearly under serious pressure. Real GDP failed to grow during the first quarter of 2026 after shrinking by 0.2% in the final 3 months of 2025. That means Canada has now recorded back-to-back quarters with virtually no economic momentum. And while economists are not officially calling this a full recession, the warning signs are flashing. The biggest pressure point is trade. Canadian exports edged lower during the first quarter, partly because shipments of passenger vehicles and light trucks were affected by United States tariffs. At the same time, imports rose by 2.9%. That imbalance placed even more pressure on an economy that was already struggling to gain traction. Business investment is also weakening. Capital investment fell for the 5th consecutive quarter. Residential investment dropped by 2%. Home resale activity plunged by nearly 10%. Construction declined, manufacturing declined, and Canada's housing market continues to feel like it is trapped in a downturn of its own. But here is why economists are stopping short of sounding the full recession alarm. Canada's labor market is still holding together. Employment remains slightly higher than it was 1 year ago. The unemployment rate reached 6.9% in April, but it remains close to where it stood during the same period last year. Household spending also increased by 0.4% during the first quarter. Canadians are still spending money, but there is another warning sign. The household savings rate fell to 3.5%, its lowest level in 2 years. That suggests some families may be using more of their savings just to keep up with everyday costs. There are also a few reasons for hope. Statistics Canada estimates that the economy may have grown by 0.4% in April, supported by mining, oil and gas, manufacturing and transportation. But that number is still preliminary. So, is Canada officially in a recession? Not yet. But the country is walking a dangerous economic tightrope. Trade tensions, weak investment, and a struggling housing market are all creating serious pressure. And the next few months could decide whether Canada finally turns the corner or slips into something much worse. For more Canadian news and economic updates, follow Voice News Network.